Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Wayne Baxter and for 20 years I was a bosun mate in the United States Navy. What did that mean? We handled a lot of line. That was one of our primary duties. So it's a lot of knots and a lot of splicing. What I'm going to do today is instruct you in how to put an eye splice into 3-strand manila. Now I pre-taped mine. And it's recommended that you tape the ends of your strands so they don't fray, and you put a little choke point here to, once you count where you're going to unravel it to, so it doesn't untwist when you're putting in your first tuck, which gets confusing. So let's start. Count 12 strands from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Seems that I put my color a little low, but we'll have to keep going. 12 strands from the top. That'll give us 4 tucks, which is the optimal amount of tucks. For manila, it'll make sure that it doesn't pull out when you put it under strain. If you're going to use something slippery like nylon, you'll have to put an extra tuck, and you'll probably have to whip your ends, which is another lecture. Okay, so we got our first strand tucked in, so we're going to turn our eye to the right. Where the first strand went in, the second strand, or where the first strand came out, the second strand is going in. Now the third strand is kind of tricky. People keep messing it up. But if you look at it like this, now you have 2 strands. One strand's coming out, one strand's going in. So put it in where one strand's coming out, and bring it out where one strand's going in. And then it should look like this as soon as I get it in. There. You have 3 strands, 3 sections of the rope. They're not all bunched up. If they're bunched up, you miss something. So let's tighten it up a little bit. We put in our second set of tucks. There we go. Now you can just pick whatever. I'm going to pick this strand. We're going to go over this strand, go over this strand, and underneath this. So it's just over, under from now on. So we're going to do a second group, second set. So this goes in, roll it to the right. That way you don't get confused. Roll it right, just like the first one. Untwist. There you go. Put it in where one strand comes out. Bring it out. The second strand goes in. And from then on, it's basically the same thing. Over, under, over, under. One strand. Two strands. Three. that's our fourth tuck. It should be good to go. Now that we made our splice, you might be asking, why the heck would I need to splice, put an eye in the line when I can just tie an overhand knot? Well, the reason that we put splices into our lines is because a knot weakens your line. If you're going to put your line or your fiber rope, is what civilians call it, under strain, where it's going to part is where you tie the knot, because your knot is going to crush the fibers of your line. So the harder you put it under pressure, under tension, that's where it's going to part. Secondly, it increases the life of your line. Just to note, the splice will maintain 99% or 90%, 99% of the strength of your line. So the bowline will take away 50% of your line strength, and a splice will maintain 90%. Second, it increases the life of your line. Well, greater than a knot. A knot, if you keep tying knots and putting strain on it, your line will weaken because it crushes the fiber. So that's why we do knots. And thank you very much for listening to my instructions.